late there, mate. A bit late. You're late. Oh no, there's another one.
Our Spitfire formation including two Spitfires, the naval variant, into the air to form up. Meantime, rolling off the hard runway, Boeing B17G flying Fortress, Sally B.
Oh, that's where it is. That's the thing that you're a bit late there,
Aircraft that may not have seen action during the Battle of Britain, but one that was in service with the then US Army Air Corps in 1940. And this example, named Sally B, is the last airworthy one in Europe, regularly to be seen in skies through which thousands of these aircraft flew on operations by the US 8th Air Force during the latter stages of the Second World War. It's operated by B17 Preservation, one of the private operators based here at IWM Duxford, under the leadership of Ellie Sallingbow with her team of dedicated professional volunteers. And it's quite remarkable that this year celebrates the 40th anniversary of Sally B coming to live here, and Ellie has been so closely involved with its operation latterly as the aircraft's operator for all of that time. A four-engined heavy bomber, of course. This one built in 1945 by the Lockheed Vega plant in Burbank, California, but the prototype of the Boeing Model 299 had made its maiden flight a decade earlier in July 1935, entering US Army Air Corps service in 1938, at a time when the design was far from perfected. Here, the B-17G model, in many ways the definitive flying fortress, a very different beast. The US hadn't entered World War II, of course, as of 1940. It only did so after the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor in December of 1941. It was with the Royal Air Force that the initial wartime experience of the B-17 came. It showed that the aircraft needed a bigger bomb load, more defensive armament, and better bomb aiming equipment, amongst other things.
A big climb.
And the US Army Air Force, as it became, had all of those on the B-17s that deployed to the UK with the 8th Air Force from 1942. This late Model G model, armed with 13 machine guns, able to carry a maximum normal bomb load of 8,000 pounds, and that these aircraft would do on daylight raids to German industrial targets. Survivability improved when the likes of the P-47 Thunderbolt and P-51 Mustang long-range escort fighters became available to escort the bombers all the way to their targets, but losses were still grievous, not least to flak. This despite the fact that the B-17 was a legendarily tough airframe. Bomb doors coming open on this pass. Given all that history, no wonder Sally B is so cherished. It acts as a flying memorial to the around 79,000 Allied airmen killed in the European theatre, 27,000 of whom belong to the 8th Air Force alone. And it recalls in particular the huge numbers of 8th Air Force heavy bombers, not just the B-17s, but also the B-24 Liberators that flew from East Anglia between 1942 and 45. The aircraft's operator, Ellie Sallingbow, calls this aeroplane a living piece of our national heritage, one that must be preserved for the enjoyment and education of today's